Chapter 421 The eldest brother is not a human being, he is really a dog. Hey! After all, I took all the embarrassment alone. I thought Elder Yi should have some impression of me. Who would have thought that I was overthinking it? On the way to the sect hall, Meng Yang also muttered to himself with a bitter smile. He didn't believe what Yifeng just said. He could feel that Yifeng really had no impression of him. At this time, Song Ping on the side quietly took out the sound transmission stone and notified the great ancestor of the news of Yifeng's sudden return. The back mountain of the sect. The 5 great ancestors were lying on the rocking chairs and basking in the sun out of boredom. Swish! At this moment, the great ancestor Luo Tianqing suddenly stood up from the rocking chair, and then ran towards the 4th ancestor's retreat cave with excitement. What's going on? Brother, what's wrong? Seeing this scene, the 2nd ancestor Jiang Haoyu also looked at the other 3 ancestors with a puzzled look and asked. I don't know. Could it be that big brother can't hold back and wants to go out and find someone with whom he has a predestined relationship to talk about life? The 3rd ancestor Chao Minfeng said with a smirk. In my opinion, instead of wasting our lives here every day, we might as well ascend to the upper realm to find that kid Yifeng. Anyway, with the prodigal sect, no one dares to provoke the Xinghuan sect. The 5th ancestor Chu Yunshan said his thoughts seriously at this time. Stop talking. Now I want to know why Big Brother suddenly ran to my cave. At this time, the 4th ancestor said with a puzzled look on his face. At this moment, Luo Tianqing walked out of the 4th ancestor's cave with an expressionless face, and then walked directly into the 5th ancestor's cave. A moment later, after Luo Tianqing walked through the caves of the 4 great ancestors, he returned to his own cave, and his actions had completely confused the other 4 great ancestors. Brother! Why did you suddenly change into begging clothes? When Luo Tianqing, with messy hair, tattered clothes, and a broken bowl in his hand, walked out of his cave, the 5th ancestor Chu Yunshan also asked with surprise. 5th brother! Opportunities are always in the hands of those who are prepared. No more talking, Big Brother is going to squat in the corner of the sect hall, to beg. By the way, don't say that Big Brother eats alone. Yifeng is back and is currently on his way to the sect hall. After saying that, Luo Tianqing also showed a meaningful smile to the 4 great ancestors, and then left the back mountain directly and quickly rushed towards the sect hall. Swish! 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 After hearing Luo Tianqing's words, the 4 great ancestors also stood up from their rocking chairs in shock, and then ran towards their caves like crazy. Fuck! Where is my baking equipment? Fuck! Who the hell stole my foodstuff? Soon, a series of curses rang out from the 4 caves. When the 4 great ancestors came out of their respective caves with anger, they looked at each other, and they immediately thought of something, and then they cursed in unison. Big Brother is not a human being, such a dog thing, even a dog can't do it. 3 brothers. Since the big brother is unkind, we can't blame the injustice of the younger brothers. I have an idea here, but I don't know if the 3 brothers dare to do it with me. At this time, the 5th ancestor Chu Yunshan looked at the other 3 great ancestors with a serious face and asked. The main hall of the sect. This is the importance of mastering powerful information in advance. Even if they come here to beg together, how can they beat me without equipment? At this time, Luo Tianqing, who came to the main hall of the sect, squatted directly near the door, and then showed a confident look and waited. A moment later. Are these 4 old guys crazy? It's just begging, why do you have to fight so hard? When Luo Tianqing saw the 4 great ancestors wearing only bitter tea coming from a distance, his face showed an extremely surprised look. For younger brothers. That's too much. Seeing the 4 people squatting in a row, Luo Tianqing said with a black face. Brother, thank you for highlighting our poverty. Brother, thank you for letting us understand the true meaning of begging. Brother, thank you for us, we. Hearing what they said, Luo Tianqing interrupted with a black face, enough, because of you, what's the use of this begging robe, Damn, I don't have time to take it off, Yi Feng is here. Swish. As Luo Tianqing finished speaking, the eyes of the other four great ancestors all looked into the distance. Hiss. When Matsudaira saw the five great ancestors squatting in a row in the corner of the sect's main hall, he could not help but gasp, and then hurriedly said to Meng Yang beside him, Senior brother Meng Yang, please pinch me, am I dazzled? Before he finished speaking, when Song Ping saw Meng Yang walking backwards, he was stunned and said in shock, It's over, did I see something I shouldn't have seen? After reacting, Song Ping quickly turned around and imitated Meng Yang, walking backwards, towards the main hall of the sect. Okay. You two go back first. Seeing the two suddenly walking backwards, and looking at the five great ancestors squatting in a row in the distance, Yi Feng shook his head helplessly and let the two leave first. He really didn't expect that during the time he was away, the five great ancestors' belief in experiencing a begging life not only did not weaken, but became more and more weird. System. Although I can't consume the prodigal, to open the fairy jar, can I take out some of the upper world resources I have now, and give them to others? When Song Ping and Meng Yang left, Yi Feng also asked the system, directly. Ding. You can give. As Yi Feng's voice fell, the system's prompt sound soon rang in his mind. Nothing to give. Let them taste the soul-devouring goo later. Thinking of this, Yi Feng smiled and walked towards the five great ancestors. Second ancestor, third ancestor, fourth ancestor, fifth ancestor. What's going on with you? Why is there only one bitter tea seed left? Coming in front of the five great ancestors, Yi Feng first looked at the more normal great ancestor Luo Tianqing, and then looked at the other four ancestors and asked. Yi Feng. There is also a clear gap between the rich and the poor in our begging business. So, don't ask why, just ask, because of poverty. Hearing Yi Feng's question, the fifth ancestor, Chu Yinshan, also hurriedly explained. Chapter 422, I just stood up, and you don't want to play with me? Because of poverty? Hearing Chu Yinshan's words, Yi Feng couldn't help but look at Luo Tianqing on the side, and then thought to himself, if compared with the great ancestor, it seems to be a little poor. For great ancestor. People can't be poor without clothes. I have 4 fairy robes here, you guys change quickly. Although it is a relatively ordinary fairy robe in the upper realm, it is definitely a robe with top defense in the lower realm. As he said, Yi Feng took out his 4 spare fairy robes that he hadn't worn from the system space and handed them to the 4 great ancestor, and then looked at Luo Tianqing and said, Great ancestor, your clothes can still be worn, I won't give them to you. Crying. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Luo Tianqing wanted to cry to death. He never thought that after all his hard work, he would end up with nothing. Not only did he get nothing, but he also indirectly helped the other 4 great ancestors. 5 great ancestors. This is a rare fairy insect that has disappeared from the upper realm for millions of years. Even the big guys in the upper realm have never seen it, let alone eaten it. But don't worry, this thing is extremely delicious. Yi Feng took out some soul-devouring goose skewers and left them to the 5 great ancestors, and then prepared to enter the sect hall. Yi Feng. I want to know why the 4 of them each have 50 skewers, but why do I only have 5 skewers? Just as Yi Feng was about to step into the sect hall, Luo Tianqing looked at the only 5 soul-devouring goose skewers in his hand and couldn't help looking at Yi Feng and asking. Great ancestor. Compared with the other 4 great ancestors, you are all rich. Hearing Luo Tianqing's question, Yi Feng also explained seriously, and then walked into the sect hall. I am rich? I just have 1 more ragged clothes than them. After hearing Yifeng's words, Luo Tianqing was really going crazy. He never dreamed that, because of this tattered dress, he didn't get the immortal robe, and only got 5 pitiful strings of strings. Oh. This immortal robe from the upper realm is different after wearing it. In one word, comfortable. Brother, can you help me see if this immortal robe fits after wearing it? People rely on clothes and horses rely on saddles. Wearing an immortal robe is handsome and invincible. Hearing the boastful words of the 4 great ancestors, and looking at the 4 great ancestors who kept showing off in front of him, Luo Tianqing was so angry that he really wanted to spit blood on their faces. In the main hall of the sect. Yifeng. When did you come back? Luo Wuming, who was lying on a golden rocking chair made of golden silkworm star stone, was stunned when he saw Yifeng coming in from outside, and then he got up quickly and walked towards Yifeng with a smile. Master. I just came back too. I missed you, so I came here directly after I came to the lower world. After hearing Luo Wuming's words, Yifeng also smiled and answered. Huh. Master, what's wrong with your face? At this time, Yifeng found that Luo Wuming's face was a little red and swollen, and he asked with a puzzled look. Hey. It's the 5 great ancestors. They saw that I had so many good things, so they wanted to keep them for me. What can I do? If the things are in their pockets, can they still take them out? At this point, Luo Wuming also revealed a smug look and continued, just because I don't hand them over, they come to teach me a lesson every now and then, but they miscalculated. What they didn't expect is that I can take a beating. Huh? My future father-in-law is also an extraordinary person. He can even show off his ability to take a beating? Hearing Luo Wuming's words, Yifeng also revealed a look of admiration. By the way, Yifeng, how is my daughter doing in the upper realm? At this time, Luo Wuming also showed a trace of concern, and looked directly at Yifeng and asked. Master. Master is doing well in the upper realm. Actually, I came to see you this time, and I have something very important to tell you. Oh. After hearing what Yifeng said, Luo Wuming also showed a trace of curiosity and asked, what is it? I want Master to be my Taoist partner. Looking at Luo Wuming's curious look, Yifeng also said this directly. Yifeng. I'm not saying you, don't always think about it, you have to put it into action. Did you get it? After hearing what Yifeng said, Luo Wuming hurriedly asked. Did you get it? Is this to make me get it sooner? Yifeng was also a little confused about Luo Wuming's reaction, which was different from what he thought. Master. It's only a matter of time before we capture him, but this matter has basically been settled, so I came here to tell you. After coming to his senses, Yifeng also looked at Luo Wuming and responded with a smile. Ding. Remind the host that the Golden Wheel Palace of the Golden Wheel Emperor is currently under siege by powerful enemies. Would the host like to join in the fun? At this moment, the system's prompt sound suddenly rang from Yifeng's mind. How dare you touch my prodigal family? You really don't know how to live or die. At this time, a murderous intent flashed in Yifeng's eyes, and then he looked at Luo Wuming and said, Master, something happened in the upper realm, I have to rush back immediately. Son-in-law. Then you should go back quickly, don't call me master in the future, just call me father-in-law. After hearing this, Luo Wuming laughed and said. A moment later. Qianxue, that girl, knows how to practice all day long. It's her blessing to meet Yifeng. However, Yifeng is good in every way, but he is too prodigal. When Yifeng left, Luo Wuming also muttered to himself. It's time to go talk to the 5 great ancestors. This time, I have completely stood up. I want to see who dares to touch me again. Afterwards, Luo Wuming thought of this and a smug look appeared on his face. Just as he was about to go to the 5 great ancestors, the 5 great ancestors suddenly walked into the hall from outside. Wu Ming. Congratulations on having a good son-in-law. Wu Ming. The 5 of us just made a decision outside, that is, we are going to ascend to the upper realm, and no one will be able to bully you anymore. Wu Ming. From now on, you are the only one who has the final say in the entire Xinghuan sect, whether you are happy or not. I just stood up, and you are leaving? You have bullied me for so long, and now it is finally my turn to bully you, but you don't want to play with me? You are such a dog, do you know? After hearing these words from the 5 great ancestors, Luo Wuming was completely blown up. Upper Realm. System. Send me 10,000 golden armored guards, I want to support Emperor Jinluan. After returning to the Upper Realm, Yi Feng also gave orders to the system directly. Chapter 423 How can so many people be blown up to deal with the Jinluan Palace? Outside the Jinluan Palace. Emperor Jinluan. Where are your disciples from the Jinluan Palace? Are you going to challenge my Sun sect alone? At this time, Go Dadi, the leader of the Sun sect, also looked at Emperor Jinluan with a playful look and shouted. Big Go Di. You dare to come and provoke my Golden Wheel Palace this time, I'm afraid you rely on the strong man next to you. After hearing Go Dadi's words, the Golden Wheel Emperor's eyes fell on an old man next to the other party, because he found that he could not see through the other party's cultivation, which proved that the other party's strength must be above him. Son of a bitch. My name is Go Dadi. If you dare to call me Big Dog D again, I will massacre your entire Golden Wheel Palace in a moment. Seeing that the Golden Wheel Emperor shouted out the nickname that humiliated him for thousands of years in front of tens of thousands of Sun sect disciples, Go Dadi was furious and yelled at the Golden Wheel Emperor. Big Dog D. Big Dog D. Big Dog D. After hearing Go Dadi's words, the Golden Wheel Emperor called out Big Dog D 3 times in a row with a playful look, and then looked at Go Dadi and said directly, I called it 3 times, not just once, so if you dare to massacre my Golden Wheel Palace because of this, you are breaking your promise. Bastard. Bastard. Noticing that tens of thousands of sect disciples behind him were shaking all over from trying to hold back their laughter, Go Dadi wanted to rush up and slap the Golden Wheel Emperor's mouth to pieces right now. Master Xian. Please help suppress the Golden Wheel Emperor, and leave the rest to us. Go Dadi suppressed his anger and said to the old man beside him with a respectful look. Okay. But after solving this matter, remember to give me the remaining reward immediately. After hearing this, Master Xian burst out a powerful aura of the 8th level of the immortal realm from his body, and then turned into a residual image and rushed towards the Golden Wheel Emperor opposite. Wait. Although I don't know how much benefit the Great Sun sect gave you. But what I want to say is that my Golden Wheel Palace will give you 10 times. Seeing the old man rushing towards him at high speed, Emperor Jinluan did not show any nervousness, but said this calmly. Dark place. Brother Wufeng. Are all the people in your family so arrogant? A fat middle-aged monk with big ears saw this scene and looked at Ling Wufeng beside him with a look of surprise and asked. Fat brother. What's that? You haven't seen the arrogance of the sect master. That's simply crazy. Learn more from me in the future. When the time is right, I will introduce you to the sect master. Hearing the words of the middle-aged monk, Ling Wufeng also said with a proud face. Son. When are we going to rush out to fight him? Seeing the arrogant look of that old man, I am really unhappy. Elsewhere, Long Zhan also asked Long Xiaofeng beside him with some dissatisfaction. Father. Don't worry, don't you see that the Golden Wheel Emperor is just playing with the people on the other side? And we are here to join in the fun. Even if we are not in Tianlong Valley, those people can't hurt the Golden Wheel Emperor. Long Xiaofeng smiled and explained. Hearing what Long Xiaofeng said, Long Zhan couldn't help but recall the phantom of the black-clothed man with a terrifying aura that appeared on his son before, and then thought to himself, could it be that the Golden Will Emperor also has a terrifying guardian? Palace Master, when are we going out? In the dark, an elder of the Qiyu Palace also asked the Qiyu Emperor, beside him. Don't worry, since the Jinluan Emperor wants to play, let him play as he pleases. Anyway, we are just here for the sake of formality. The Qiyu Emperor laughed and said after hearing this. Palace Master. Since the Jinluan Emperor can solve the crisis at hand, why are we still here? After hearing this, the elder asked again with a puzzled look on his face. Unity. Whenever one of the people of the loser sect has a problem, all sides will support him. Even if we can solve the other party, we must maintain the fine tradition of the majority bullying the minority. After hearing this, the Qiyu Emperor also explained with a playful look. On the other side. After hearing what the Jinluan Emperor said, Xian Lao stopped 1 meter away from him, and then looked at the Jinluan Emperor and said with a playful look, the other party's offer to me is not low. Are you sure you can give 10 times? We paid a lot of money to hire you to help us, and now you're turning against us? Hearing what Master Xian said, Godadi at the back panicked. He didn't expect that Master Xian was such a jerk, but he didn't dare to yell. Now his only hope was that Emperor Jinluan couldn't offer 10 times the price. After all, the price he offered was not low. Of course. Just tell me the number. Seeing that the other party had taken the bait, Emperor Jinluan's eyes flashed with a hint of teasing. 3 million top-grade fairy crystals. The Sun Sect gave me 300,000 top-grade fairy crystals. As long as you can give me 3 million top-grade fairy crystals, I will leave directly and will not get involved in your affairs anymore. After hearing what Emperor Jinluan said, Master Xian also directly said a number. Ha ha ha. I didn't expect that my Jinluan palace was only worth 300,000 top-grade fairy crystals. How about this, I'll give you 3.3 million top-grade fairy crystals, and you help me kill De Godi and the people of the Sun Sect. As he said that, the Emperor Jinluan laughed and threw a fairy ring containing 3.3 million top-grade fairy crystals to Xian Lao. Fuck. Xian Lao, fuck your grandma. Are you still a human being? How can you be so untrustworthy? Seeing that Xian Lao accepted the fairy ring and looked at him with a cold look, Godadi was so angry that he started to curse. Although I can solve it myself, why should I do it myself when I can solve it with money? I just spent a little bit of the best fairy crystals, and I can see such a wonderful dog-eat-dog fight, it's worth it. Seeing that Xian Lao went straight to the Sun Sect, Emperor Jinluan couldn't help but mutter to himself. Fat brother. Let's go, now we can go out to calm the situation. Seeing Xian Lao going to the Sun Sect, Leng Wufeng also rushed out with a big laugh. At the same time, Emperor Qiyu and Long Xiaofeng also rushed out with their own people. Boom. 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 As powerful auras suddenly appeared, Xian Lao, who was about to slap Godadi to death with a palm, was stunned on the spot. Emo Dedeo, the ghost chef at the peak of the 9th level of the Immortal Tribulation Realm. Qiyu Palace. Tianlong Valley. What the hell is going on? They are just here to deal with a small Jinluan palace. Why are there so many people here? Seeing the crowd that suddenly appeared, Xian Lao was stunned. Chapter 424 I am a dying man, don't mess with me anymore old man, hurry up and don't worry about us. Seeing Xian Lao stop there for a long time, Leng Wufeng also urged him. That's right, we are just here to watch the fun, don't worry about us. Qiyu Emperor also said. Why, if you don't do it, do you want us to do it to you? Long Xiaofeng also said at this time. Hearing Long Xiaofeng's words, Xian Lao was also inexplicably panicked, then gritted his teeth, and looked at Godadi with a fierce look and said, Son of a bitch, is this the little Golden Wheel Palace you mentioned? I was tricked by you today. No matter whether I can survive in a while, you can die first. After saying that, Xian Lao condensed a palm with strong immortal power and slapped Godaddy directly. Fuck. When did the Golden Wheel Palace become so powerful? Before dying, Godaddy's heart was full of doubts. He couldn't figure out why the Golden Wheel Palace became so terrifying until he died. That person's aura is different from ours. Is he Yi Xiaoshuo's direct disciple? When Xian Lao began to slaughter the people of the Great Sun sect, Leng Wufeng's eyes also fell on Long Xiaofeng, who was not far away. Not only Leng Wufeng noticed this, but even Emperor Qiyu and Emperor Jinluan also noticed this. Before, the six of us have communicated through special voice transmission. At present, I am the only disciple of Master in the upper realm, and the other brothers and sisters are in the lower realm. However, the eldest sister reminded me that some prodigal disciples have followed Master for a long time, and the relationship is not ordinary. I don't know if they are ordinary prodigal disciples or prodigal disciples who have a relationship with Master. At this time, Long Xiaofeng looked at the three people not far away, including Emperor Jinluan, Emperor Qiyu, and Leng Wufeng, and guessed some situations in his heart. After a moment. My lords. I have dealt with all the disciples of the Sun sect. Can I leave now? At this time, Xian Lao also looked at the people around him nervously and asked. Dare to destroy my Jinluan palace, and still want to leave safely? Hearing what Xian Lao said, Jinluan Emperor looked at him with a sneer on his face. Jinluan Emperor. Leave this old man to my fat brother, it can be regarded as a chance for him to show his ability. At this time, Leng Wufeng stood up, thinking of giving his fat brother a chance to show his ability. Wufeng. I didn't expect you to receive a younger brother with such a terrifying cultivation. In this case, leave this opportunity to him. After hearing this, Jinluan Emperor also laughed and said to Leng Wufeng. Little old man, don't be afraid. I am a top-level chef with superb knife skills. I can definitely give you a quick death with one knife. At this time, the ghost chef Mo Dideo also took out a bloody kitchen knife from the fairy ring, and then looked at Xian Lao with a hint of excitement and said. Boom! Just as Mo Dideo was about to attack Xian Lao, the sky in the distance was instantly torn apart, and then a terrifying aura that suppressed the world came like a huge wave, instantly sweeping towards everyone. Golden Wheel. This sect master is here to calm you down. As Yi Feng's laughter rang out, Yi Feng, who led 10,000 golden armor guards, walked out of the torn space and appeared in everyone's sight in an extremely shocking way. Oh my god! This Yi Xiao is too scary. That dragon egg was so damn worth it. Seeing this shocking scene, Long Zhan was really scared, and then he looked at his son, his eyes full of relief. He knew that this opportunity was fought for by his son himself. If it were him, he would not be willing to roast the precious purple dark dragon egg. Fuck. What is the situation of this Jinluan palace? I am a dying man, don't scare me anymore. At this time, Xian Lao, who saw this shocking scene, was almost scared to death. He could feel that any one of the 10,000 golden armored soldiers could easily wipe him out with just one finger. He never dreamed that one day he would kick such a hard iron plate. Golden Wheel. Are all the enemies dead? Seeing the corpses all around, Yi Feng asked the Golden Wheel Emperor in confusion. He wanted to have the 10,000 golden armored soldiers come over to have some fun, but who would have thought that they would be late? Master. Only one left. The Golden Wheel Emperor did not expect Yi Feng to come in person, and then pointed to Xian Lao and responded. Only one left? Looking at Xian Lao, who was surrounded by the crowd, Yi Feng frowned and said to the 10,000 golden armored soldiers behind him, there is only one left, so each of you should give him a knife, and the last knife should remember to kill him. Just now, the fat man said to kill me with one knife. Damn, it became one knife per person in your place? I am a dying man, do you want to do this to me? Hearing Yifeng's words, Shan Lao was going crazy. Looking at the corpses all over the ground, he even showed a touch of envy in his eyes. Ding. Host, do you want to know the meaning of the system's existence? Ding. Host, do you want to know your mission? Just when Yifeng called Emperor Jinluan, Emperor Qiyu, Leng Wufeng and Long Xiaofeng to come over to reminisce about the past, the voice of the system suddenly rang from his mind. System, I want to know. Are you going to tell me something else? After hearing the system's voice, Yifeng responded with anticipation. Ding. Then please try your best to spend money, don't be restrained, spend money as much as you can, spend money wantonly, spend money madly, and improve your own strength while spending money. When you ascend to the top plane, you will know everything. I took off my pants, and you told me this. After hearing what the system said, Yifeng's face was instantly covered with black lines. He thought the system was going to tell him something, but who would have thought it was just reminding him to be more aggressive when he was squandering money in the future? Ding. Feeling the host's emotional changes, I can tell the host one thing, that is, your mission, which is related to the life and death of billions of lives. Just when Yifeng was very depressed, the system's prompt sound rang from his mind again. My mission is actually related to the life and death of billions of lives? Hearing what the system said, Yifeng also showed a touch of surprise, and then directly said to the system, System, my mission is a bit fierce, and it brings me a lot of pressure. Otherwise, I'd better give up. Chapter 425 Rebuilding the Holy Land, is this a little surprise? Ding. Host, play is play, make trouble is trouble, don't joke about the mission. Ding. The host does not need any pressure, just spend money as much as you can. Hearing what Yifeng said, the system also responded quickly. Oh. Can you complete your mission by being a spendthrift? After hearing what the system said, Yifeng was also surprised. He thought that since he had a mission, he might have a lot of troubles. Unexpectedly, he was still a spendthrift. This was no different from having a mission or not. After all, he also enjoyed the happiness brought by being a spendthrift. Wu Feng. Who is that fat uncle? After finishing the conversation with the system, Yifeng glanced at Mo Dideo not far away, and then looked at Leng Wufeng and asked. Young Master Yi. He is my little brother, with the 9th peak of the immortal tribulation realm, and is also very famous in the upper realm. Everyone calls him the ghost chef, and he has a high level of attainment in the kitchen. Hearing Yifeng's question, Leng Wufeng also hurriedly introduced Mo Dideo's situation. Little brother? Wufeng, you have only been out for a few days, and you have accepted a little brother? After hearing Leng Wufeng's words, Yifeng also showed a touch of surprise. Master. Who are they? At this time, Long Xiaofeng on the side also looked at Yifeng and asked, but at this time, he actually had the answer in his heart. He did not call Yifeng the master, but called him young Master Yi, which was enough to prove that the other party had a special relationship with Yifeng. Xiaofeng. This is Leng Wufeng. Although he is a prodigal disciple, he is also my junior brother. He has followed me from the very beginning and ascended with me from the lower realm. These two are Emperor Jinluan and Emperor Qiyu. They were two of the only 3 sect servants in the lower realm sect. They also ascended with me. Hearing Long Xiaofeng's question, Yifeng also introduced the identities of the 3 people. That's right. His name is Long Xiaofeng, and he is my 6th direct disciple. Since there is nothing to do here, I will leave first. You can get to know each other. Then, Yifeng also introduced Long Xiaofeng's situation to the 3 people. He did not ask why they all appeared here, because he was thinking about returning to the Holy Land to do something big. Star Soul Holy Land, Star Soul Peak. After returning to Star Soul Peak through the designated space portal, Yi Feng immediately summoned Tu Meng, Zhu Kai, Gong Feng and others. Everyone. While the people in the Holy Land have not returned yet, I am going to do something big. Looking at the people in front of him, Yi Feng also said with a hint of excitement. Young Master Yi. What big thing? After hearing this, Tu Meng also asked curiously. After all, he dared not imagine the big things that could come out of Yi Feng's mouth. I want to flatten the Holy Land. Then rebuild the Star Soul Holy Land. Hearing Tu Meng's question, Yi Feng's eyes flashed with madness, and he directly expressed his idea. Flatten the Holy Land? Rebuild? Hearing Yi Feng's words, everyone was confused because they didn't understand what Yi Feng meant. Mr. Yi. We don't quite understand what you mean. Seeing that the other people were also confused, Tu Meng looked at Yi Feng and asked. The meaning is very simple. It means to flatten everything in the Holy Land, including all the immortal peaks, and then use the best immortal crystals, golden Tong Tian tablets, top-level sword enlightenment stones, top-level knife enlightenment stones, purple dark crystals and other expensive things to rebuild various unique immortal peaks. I want to make the entire Holy Land reborn and give everyone in the Holy Land a little surprise. Hearing Tu Meng's words and seeing everyone's puzzled expressions, Yi Feng also smiled and explained. This is called a little surprise? This is going to scare the people in the Holy Land who haven't returned yet to death. After hearing Yi Feng's crazy idea, everyone couldn't believe their ears. They knew that Yi Feng was a spendthrift, but they never thought that Yi Feng's squandering behavior this time would reach such a crazy level. Damn it. I thought roasting the soul-devouring goo was a waste of money. I thought using the 10,000-year-old wanchong grass to feed rare fairy insects was also a waste of money. But now it seems that it is not a waste of money at all. Young Master Yi has simply refreshed my understanding of waste. At this time, Wu Lang on the side was really shocked after hearing Yi Feng's crazy idea. I summoned you here this time, not just to tell you this news. I need your help in rebuilding the Holy Land. Now tell me all the rare and expensive fairy mines, spiritual herbs, spiritual woods, etc. that you know. Seeing everyone's shocked faces, Yi Feng also smiled and continued to speak. Tianji Pavilion, Tianji 12 Peaks, Tianmiao Peak. Elder Son. There is a woman claiming to be the Holy Lord of the Star Soul Holy Land with a cute little girl who wants to visit our Tianji Pavilion. Should we let them in? A disciple came to Tianmiao Pavilion and quickly told the situation. Cute little girl? No, let them go back to where they came from. I am annoyed when I see cute little girls now, especially cute little girls eating lollipops. After hearing the disciple's words, Sun Chongqing couldn't help but recall the miserable scene of being caught in the lower world some time ago. Thinking of that scene, a trace of fear appeared in his eyes. Little girl eating lollipops? Elder Son, don't say it, the cute little girl outside has been eating a lollipop all the time. Then I will let them leave now. After hearing Sun Chongqing's words, the disciple also said this casually, and then turned around and prepared to leave Tianmiao Pavilion. Wait. What did you say? That cute little girl outside has been eating a lollipop? However, Sun Chongqing was inexplicably panicked when he heard this, and quickly stopped the disciple and asked. Yes. Elder Son, is there any problem? The disciple who was called also answered with a puzzled look on his face. It can't be such a coincidence. But what if it's that scary little girl? If it's really her, and I still refuse to let her in, will she think I look down on her? Thinking of this, Sun Chongqing took a deep breath and said directly, let's go, I'll go out with you to take a look. Chapter 426, Great Elder, I've taken a big job. Elder Son, didn't you say you hate cute little girls eating lollipops the most? Why do you want to go out with me to take a look? I can send them away by myself. Hearing Sun Chongqing's words, the disciple also said in confusion. What nonsense. I said go out and take a look, so go out and take a look. Hurry up and lead the way. After hearing the words of the disciple, Sun Chongqing also scolded directly. After a while. Damn it. It's really her. When Sun Chongqing came to the outside of the Tianji pavilion, he saw that the cute little girl eating a lollipop was the scary little girl who caught him to the lower world some time ago, and his eyes were instantly filled with endless fear. After the fear, Sun Chongqing secretly rejoiced, thinking, fortunately, I followed him out, otherwise I would have died without knowing how. Hey! You two can go. However, the disciple was ready to send Luo Qianxue and Yi Xiaotang away. Seeing this, Sun Chongqing was frightened to death. Before the disciple finished speaking, he appeared behind him and knocked him out with a palm knife. Ha ha ha. The Holy Lord has come from afar. If there is any inadequacy in the hospitality, I hope the Holy Lord will not mind. Come on, please come in. Let's talk about it in detail. After knocking out the disciple, Sun Chongqing looked at Luo Qianxue with a smile and said, Is the other party too enthusiastic? I am just a small holy lord in Dongzhou. How can I be treated so well? After hearing what Sun Chongqing said, Luo Qianxue also showed a puzzled look. She knew that not everyone who came to Tianji Pavilion would be received by Tianji Pavilion. Hee. It turned out to be you. Just when Luo Qianxue was a little confused, Yi Xiaotang on the side also recognized Sun Chongqing and greeted him with a smile. Xiaotang, do you know Elder Sun? Hearing what Yi Xiaotang said, Luo Qianxue also asked with a surprised look. I know him. When I was in the lower realm, I was ordered by my master to go to the Tianji Pavilion to deliver some things, and I met this guy. He actually only used a projection clone to see me. I felt that he looked down on me, so I captured his real body from the upper realm directly to the lower realm. Hearing Luo Qianxue's question, Yi Xiaotang also explained with a smile. He is a strong man from the upper realm. Even if he uses the secret treasure, he can only appear in the lower realm as a projection clone. As a result, you directly captured his real body and took it to the lower realm. Because of this, after hearing what Yi Xiaotang said, Luo Qianxue didn't know what to say for a moment. At the same time, she finally understood why the other party was so polite. Tianmiao Pavilion. Lord Luo. I wonder if I can help you this time. After arriving at Tianmiao Pavilion, Sun Chongqing also asked with a smile on his face. Elder Sun. I want to ask your Tianji Pavilion to help me calculate the location of some natural treasures. Hearing Sun Chongqing's words, Luo Qianxue also directly stated the purpose of this visit. No problem. Lord Luo, if it's just this matter, I, Sun, can help you solve it. Knowing that the other party came only for this matter, Sun Chongqing also patted his chest and took it on. What is this? What the hell is this? 10,000 words of heavenly book? Seeing Luo Qianxue directly spread a huge piece of paper with dense words on the ground, Sun Chongqing was completely dumbfounded. Even after he guessed a terrible situation, his body began to tremble violently. Lord Luo. You don't want to tell me that the things written on it are all what you want to calculate? When asking this question, Sun Chongqing's voice was trembling, because there were too many things written on it. Elder Sun. You're right. There are 13,627 kinds of natural treasures written on it. I want to calculate their locations. Seeing Sun Chongqing's shocked expression, Luo Qianxue responded with a slightly awkward tone. She knew that she had a lot to calculate, but these were all ordered by her master in the God realm. After finding them all, it would be of great help to her cultivation. You really have to calculate all of them? Are you here to ask our Tianji Pavilion for help, or to destroy our Tianji Pavilion? How much causal power do you have to bear? After a long breath, Sun Chongqing looked at Luo Qianxue with a serious expression and said, Lord Luo, you have a lot of things to calculate. I am afraid that I can't calculate them all for you alone. How about you wait here for a while? I will go to the elder and discuss it with him. Elder Sun. Thank you. After hearing this, Luo Qianxue said a little embarrassedly, and thought to herself, it seems that calculating the locations of more than 10,000 kinds of natural materials and treasures is a bit stressful even for the Tianji Pavilion. A moment later. Mingyue Peak, Mingyue Pavilion. Elder Sun, why are you here? Seeing Sun Chongqing coming suddenly, the elder Du Yang asked with a puzzled look on his face. Elder. I got a big job. Hearing Du Yang's question, Sun Chongqing said with a wry smile. Got a big job. Hearing what Sun Chongqing said, Du Yang was also confused and asked, Elder Sun, what do you mean by this? Why don't I understand it? A few minutes later. What? Calculate the location of 13,627 kinds of natural treasures? Is this asking our Tianji Pavilion for help, or is it going to destroy our Tianji Pavilion? Who can withstand so much causal power? When Du Yang knew what this big job was, he looked at Sun Chongqing and yelled. Huh. After yelling, Du Yang looked at Sun Chongqing and said again, Elder Sun, you dare to take such a big job, are you crazy? I tell you, this job is considered a private job you took. You can find a way to solve it yourself. Tianji Pavilion will not care. Grand Elder. Do you still remember the scary little girl who took me to the lower world some time ago? When Du Yang finally vented, Sun Chongqing asked slowly. I know. What's wrong? After hearing this, Du Yang also looked at Sun Chongqing with a puzzled look, wondering why the other party suddenly brought up this matter. She's here. This big job was proposed by her master. I told you at that time that the scary little girl hated others looking down on her the most. If we don't take this big job, will she think we look down on her? When he said this, a trace of fear flashed in Sun Chongqing's eyes. Chapter 427, Thinking of Jingjing, Shouldn't you think of Jinlian? She's coming. Hearing Sun Chongqing's words, Du Yang's face suddenly changed, and then he lowered his head and pondered. After a while. Too many. Even if all our 12 elders, and the 12 elders of the immortal tribulation realm take action, I'm afraid they can't resist so much causal power. Then there is only one way, use the causal stone. After thinking for a long time, Du Yang also said a way that was not considered a solution. Cause and effect stone? Great Elder, even if we have Tianji Pavilion, there are not many of those things. If we really want to use them, we will lose 1/10 of them at once. Hearing that Du Yang was going to use the causal stone, Sun Chongqing's eyes flashed with a trace of heartache. No way. To calculate the locations of more than 13,000 kinds of natural treasures, we simply cannot withstand the causal force we need to bear, and the other party will definitely not let us spend decades to calculate the locations of all the natural treasures, so we can only use the causal stone. However, if you want to use the causal stone, you must ask the 12 elders of the immortal tribulation realm. Go back and tell Lord Luo that I may have to wait until tomorrow to help her solve this matter. After saying that, Du Yang left Mingyue Pavilion directly and flew directly towards a black tower more than 100 meters high in the distance. Xinghuan Holy Land, Xinghuan Peak. Xiaojiao. You go back, you don't have to guard the Shintong hut next. After receiving many suggestions from everyone, Yi Feng also looked directly at Yi Xiaojiao and said. Let me go back? Don't let me guard the Shintong hut? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi Xiaojiao panicked instantly. He didn't understand. He was clearly playing here. No, he was guarding it well, why did he suddenly let him go back? If he went back, wouldn't he be beaten to death by those guys? My lord. Xinghuan Peak can't be without a peak master for a day, and the Shintong hut can't be without a guardian for a day. If I leave, who will guard the Shintong hut? Yi Xiaojiao also hurriedly looked at Yi Feng and persuaded him. Huh? What's going on? Is Yi Xiaojiao addicted to guarding the Shintong hut? Hearing Yi Xiaojiao's words, Yi Feng also revealed a hint of doubt. In his opinion, guarding the Shintong hut is an extremely boring thing. Xiaojiao. Since the entire Holy Land is being flattened, this magical hut must also be flattened, so naturally there is no need to guard it. Besides, when it is rebuilt later, I don't plan to continue to restrict others from comprehending magical powers in it, so there will be no need for anyone to guard it at that time. Although he didn't know what Yi Xiaojiao was thinking, Yi Feng still explained it out loud. It's over. I haven't had enough fun yet. And I don't know if they can be gentler to me this time. After hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi Xiaojiao also cut a space crack, and then walked into the space crack, trembling all over. What's going on? What happened? What about continuing to cheat people? Is it over with me? Seeing Yi Xiaojiao leaving, Wu Lang on the side was completely dumbfounded. Not only was he cheated openly, but he couldn't cheat the next person? Thinking of this, Wu Lang also walked to the side with a lonely look, and left a desolate back, directly facing the scorching sun. Wu Lang. What's wrong with you? Finding Wu Lang's strangeness, Yi Feng also asked in confusion. Master Yi. I'm fine. I just want to be quiet. Soon, Wu Lang's voice rang out. Although no one has thought about Jingjing for a long time, you are thinking about the wrong person. You should think about Jinlian. Hearing Wu Lang's words, Yi Feng also shook his head, and then talked to the system. On the other side. Brother, go. I may have to leave for a while. Something needs to happen at home, but I will be back soon. Yi Xiaojian, who was out with the sword dog, the war mantis, and the bandit dragon, suddenly looked at the little yellow dog and said. Something happened at home? What happened? Hearing what Yi Xiaojian said, the sword dog also asked curiously. Xiaojiao is back home. I have to go back and beat him up. Yi Xiaojian did not hide anything and answered directly. Tianji Pavilion. Sister Luo. Something happened at home. I want to go back first and will be back soon. After noticing that Yi Xiaojiao had gone back, Yi Xiaotang also looked at Luo Qianxue and asked for instructions. Xinghuan Holy Land, Xinghuan Peak. System. Is this time squandering crazy enough? Yi Feng also said to the system with a smug look on his face. Ding. Host, you should have been so ruthless and wasteful a long time ago. Please keep up the good work. 100,000 novels are waiting for you. Hearing what the system said, Yi Feng also continued with a black face. What I need is encouragement. What I need is Xiaobai and Xiaohei. Why haven't they come yet? Ding. Xiaobai and Xiaohei are currently dealing with some housework and will be here soon. Ding. Remind the host that rebuilding the Holy Land is definitely a big project. Xiaobai and Xiaohei alone may not be enough. The system suggests that 100,000 golden armor guards can come to help. After hearing the system's suggestion, Yi Feng also nodded in agreement, and then said, System, there is nothing wrong with your suggestion. After all, rebuilding the Holy Land is a big project. It does require 100,000 golden armor guards to help. At this point, Yi Feng changed the subject and asked directly, but what housework are Xiaobai and Xiaohei dealing with? Ding. Eat, sleep and spank. Eat, sleep and spank? Hearing the system's concise and clear answer, Yi Feng was stunned at first, and then he suddenly reacted, thinking in his heart, no wonder Xiaojiao doesn't want to go back. I don't know if he can withstand this wave of love from his family. A moment later. Golden Armored Army, listen to the order. Your mission is to flatten the Holy Land before tomorrow morning. When 100,000 golden armored troops walked out of the torn space, Yi Feng also gave the order directly. Fuck. Golden Legend. It's the Golden Legend. When Zhu Kai saw the 100,000 golden armored troops standing neatly in the air, he was so excited that his whole body trembled. This is the Golden Legend he has always been thinking about. Sure enough. I know that the Golden Legend is definitely related to Master Yi. I don't know if Master Yi will let me go out with the Golden Legend to have fun after the things here are done. After the excitement, Zhu Kai also talked to himself with expectation. Chapter 428 Life is unpredictable, things are unpredictable, and the big intestine is wrapped in the small intestine. My lord. What should we do with the various elixirs, immortal herbs, immortal tools, and other cultivation resources in the Holy Land? As Yi Feng's order was issued, a golden armor guard also walked out of the crowd and looked directly at Yi Feng and asked. Give it to the destined person. Gather all the cultivation resources together, and wait until tomorrow, send a few people out to do a gorgeous celestial flower scattering. At this point, Yi Feng looked at the golden armor guard and said directly, from now on, you will be called Yi San. This major project will be given to you in full responsibility. You must command all the other golden armor guards. Thank you, Lord, for the name. Yi San will never let you down. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi San also knelt on one knee in the air excitedly, and then spoke with a firm look. Yi Er, what's going on? Others just demolished their homes and gave them names, but I not only need to manage the situation of the prodigal city for a long time, but once there is a problem, the name may be taken back. How can people be so different? There's nothing for me to do here. Let's go out and wander around, and see if we can bring back another prodigal disciple with the potential to be a prodigal. Thinking of this, Yi Feng directly activated a random space portal. The 6th Fairyland, Shuangmen City. Let's go shopping. See if we can meet a suitable prodigal disciple, and by the way, find a place suitable for prodigals. Appearing in the bustling town, Yi Feng also wandered around. Huh. That's. After strolling around for a while, Yi Feng suddenly saw a familiar figure in the distance, then he smiled and walked towards the other person. In the restaurant. Xiaolong. You have a very good talent in alchemy, but it's a pity that you followed a waste like me. I delayed you. If it weren't for me, you would definitely be trained in the sect. Looking at the old man who came back after booking the guest room, Lin Ding also said apologetically. Mr. Lin. Don't say that. When I just ascended to the upper realm, if you hadn't saved me, I'm afraid I would have died in the hands of the fairy beast. Being able to follow you is my greatest blessing. After hearing Lin Ding's words, the old man also spoke out quickly. Hey. I used to be a rare genius in Xiandan sect, and I was the center of attention in the sect. Who would have thought that after my immortal root was destroyed, you are the only one by my side now? Life is really unpredictable, things are unpredictable, but... Just when Lin Ding was sighing about his life, a voice suddenly interrupted him and said, things are unpredictable, and you are the only one who can survive. Hearing the sudden voice from the side, Lin Ding and the old man turned their heads to look at the same time. The difference was that the old man always felt that the voice was familiar to him. Yi Feng. When the old man saw Yi Feng, who was smiling beside him, he was stunned at first, and then he exclaimed excitedly. Old Leng. It's been a long time since we last met. How are you? Looking at the excited Ling Jiolong, Yi Feng also said with a smile. Do you know each other? Then let's go to the guest room first. Seeing that Ling Jiolong knew this strange young man, Lin Ding also directly suggested. In the guest room. Yi Feng. It's only been a short time. I didn't expect that you have already ascended to the upper realm, and your strength is far above mine. When Ling Jiolong found that he could not see through Yi Feng's strength, he also said with surprise. Old Leng. I'm too slow. By the way, Wu Feng has also ascended to the upper realm. Seeing Ling Jiolong's surprised look, Yi Feng also said with a smile. What? My grandson has also ascended to the upper realm? How is this possible? Hearing the news that Ling Wufeng had also ascended to the upper realm, Ling Jiolong was shocked again. After all, it had only been a few months since he ascended to the upper realm. Who would have thought that his grandson had also ascended to the upper realm? This really made him unbelievable. System. It seems that the immortal roots of this Lin Xiao have been destroyed. Since he treated old Ling well, I want to help him recover his immortal roots. Wasting so many precious cultivation resources on a useless person should be considered a waste of money, right? At this time, Yi Feng also asked the system directly. Ding. Although the other party's immortal roots are destroyed, helping him recover his immortal roots and embark on the supreme alchemy path again is not considered a waste of money, because the other party's talent is there, and it can even be said that he is making the best use of it. Soon, the system's voice sounded in Yi Feng's mind. Using the right things in the right places is naturally making the best use of them, and it is not considered a waste of money. But I didn't say I would help him recover his original immortal roots. Since he is so talented in alchemy, he is definitely a good cook. After hearing the system's words, Yi Feng also smiled and expressed his thoughts. At the same time, he thought to himself, life is unpredictable, things are unpredictable, and who can guarantee that he will always go to the end of a career path? After all, life will have countless crossroads. Ding. An alchemist who doesn't want to be a cook is not a good alchemist. Host, if you say so, the other party is indeed a good candidate to be a cook. Hearing the system's words, Yi Feng also revealed a touch of pride, and then thought to himself, I am simply a guiding light for countless people. When they can't see the road ahead clearly, they need me to guide them on the way forward. Mr. Lin, right. I wonder if you are interested in becoming a great kitchen cultivator. After finishing the conversation with the system, Yi Feng also looked at Lin Ding, who was drinking tea silently, and asked with a serious face. Puff. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Lin Ding, who had just taken a sip of tea, instantly sprayed out the tea in his mouth, and then looked at Yi Feng with an unbelievable look and said, What did you say, become a kitchen cultivator? What's the situation? Is Yi Xiao so obsessed with kitchen cultivation? In the lower realm, he first made my grandson change his career halfway, and in the upper realm, he is going to attack the people I follow? Ling Jiolong, who was standing aside, also showed an extremely shocked look on his face after hearing Yi Feng's words. That's right. Become a kitchen cultivator. As long as you want, I can help you restore your immortal roots and let you walk the path of cultivation against the will of heaven again. After hearing Lin Ding's words, Yi Feng also said with great certainty. Sorry. Although I don't know whether what you said is true or not. But, even if you can help me recover my immortal roots, I will not become a chef, because my lifelong wish is to become the top alchemist in the upper world. After a moment of silence, Lin Ding also expressed his thoughts very seriously. Snap. 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 After hearing Lin Ding's words, Yi Feng did not continue to persuade him, but directly consumed the spendthrift points and opened 10 kitchen knives containing powerful spirits and slapped them on the table in front of him. At the same time, the terrifying aura of the 10 weapon spirits instantly swept the entire guest room. At this time, Lin Ding's eyes were wide open when he looked at the 10 kitchen knives. Chapter 429. If I don't enter the kitchen, who will enter the kitchen? The weapon spirits on these 10 kitchen knives are extremely powerful. If you practice to the peak of the 9th level of the immortal tribulation realm, holding any kitchen knife, you can kill a strong man of the same realm with one knife with the power of the weapon spirit. Unfortunately, I have never found a destined person. At this point, Yi Feng looked directly at Ling Jiolong and said, Old Lung, take the city to find a place to bury them. Since I can't find a destined person, let the destined person find them. Young Master Yi. As the saying goes, a person must not fall in the same place twice. So, I'm going to change the way. At this moment, Lin Ding on the side suddenly blocked the table, and then looked at Yi Feng seriously, and said aloud. Don't fall in the same place twice. So change the way? Hearing Lin Ding's words, Yi Feng also revealed a look of bewilderment. He had thought of countless arguments from the other party, but he had never thought of this one. Moreover, he felt that what the other party said made a lot of sense. Hey! I knew it. Who can escape from the palm of his hand when a prodigal son can crush the divine pills he made into pill mud in front of countless alchemists? At this time, Leng Jiolong laughed helplessly after hearing Lin Ding's words. Moreover, looking at the 10 kitchen knives with powerful spirits, to be honest, he wanted to change his career to become a kitchen cultivator. From ascending to the upper realm to now, he has experienced a lot of things. It is also because of these experiences that he realized one thing, that is, as long as he can become stronger, it doesn't matter whether he is a pill cultivator or a kitchen cultivator. Wait. At this time, Leng Jiolong suddenly looked at Lin Ding, and then secretly said in his heart, I followed young Master Lin. Since young Master Lin has taken the kitchen path, there is nothing wrong with me changing my career to become a kitchen cultivator. Young Master Lin. So what do you mean, are you going to step into the kitchen path? At this time, Yi Feng also pretended to be puzzled and looked at Lin Ding and asked with a smile. That's right. If I don't learn cooking, who will? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Lin Ding also gave a direct affirmative answer, and at the same time thought with expectation, it would be great if Yi Xiao could give me all these 10 kitchen knives with powerful spirits. Okay. In that case, then give all 10 kitchen knives. Just when Yi Feng was about to give all 10 kitchen knives to Lin Ding, Leng Jiolong on the side became anxious, looked at Yi Feng and said quickly, Yi Feng, I also want to change my career to become a kitchen repairman. Huh? Hearing Leng Jiolong's words, Yi Feng was also stunned. He never thought that there would be someone who would rush for it. Old Leng. Since you also want to change your career and become a chef, then you too will each have half of these 10 kitchen knives, 5 knives each. Although he couldn't understand Leng Jiolong's idea, Yi Feng still made a reasonable distribution. Mr. Lin. Since you want to step into the kitchen, then I will step into the kitchen with you. I will accompany you on this unfamiliar road of the kitchen. After hearing Yi Feng's words, Leng Jiolong also said to Lin Ding excitedly. Touched. Hearing Leng Jiolong's words, Lin Ding's heart was also full of touch. Although 5 powerful kitchen knives were divided away, he was really touched by Leng Jiolong's decision, because he knew very well how strong Leng Jiolong's talent in alchemy was. And in order to continue to be by his side, the other party would rather give up the alchemy and embark on this unknown kitchen road with him. This really made him unexpected. System. How can I help Lin Ding recover his immortal roots? At this time, Yi Feng also asked the system directly. Ding. Just give the other party the immortal source grass, and the other party will absorb the special power contained in the immortal source grass, and then the destroyed immortal root can be restored. Moreover, as long as the amount of immortal source grass taken at one time is large enough, the restored immortal root will be higher in grade, and even surpass the previous immortal root grade. Ding. Remind the host that the immortal source grass is only suitable for immortal Taoists whose immortal roots have been destroyed. Since the other party has decided to step into the culinary path, it is enough to restore the original immortal root without changing the immortal root. Therefore, just give the other party enough fire-type immortal source grass. As Yi Feng's voice fell, the voice of the system soon rang out from his mind. Immortal source grass? This thing is good. Why didn't Tu Meng, Gong Feng, and Zhu Kai mention this immortal source grass to me? This thing can also be brought into the rebuilt Holy Land. After hearing the words of the system, Yifeng's mouth also showed a smile. Young Master Yi, how are you going to help me restore my immortal root? At this time, seeing that Yifeng had not spoken for a long time, Lin Ding also asked cautiously. Pa. Hearing Lin Ding's words, Yifeng directly took out a handful of fire element immortal source grass from the system space and slapped it on the table. Fire element immortal source grass. When Lin Ding and Ling Jiolong saw that Yifeng took out the extremely rare fire element immortal source grass, they all exclaimed with wide eyes, and then, their breathing became rapid. You know, no matter what kind of immortal source grass, it is an extremely rare special immortal grass in the heavenly Dao battlefield. It is no exaggeration to say that even the overlord-level forces in the upper realm that have been passed down for hundreds of thousands of years have extremely rare immortal source grass. Pa. Just as the two were shocked, Yifeng took out 5 handfuls of fire-type fairy grass again, and then looked at Lin Ding and said very generously, Mr. Lin, eat as much as you can, and directly improve your fairy root to the highest grade. If these are not enough, I have more. Eat as much as you want, if not enough, there are more. Not only can you restore the fairy root, but you can also directly improve the destroyed fairy root to the highest grade? Hearing Yifeng's words, Lin Ding was shocked. He never dreamed that Yifeng would use such a rare fairy grass to help him restore his fairy root, and he was also going to improve the grade of his fairy root to the extreme. Wait. Why is Master Yi so good to me? Thinking of this, Lin Ding suddenly looked at Ling Jiolong on the side, and then he understood it instantly, thinking in his heart, it seems that I got it from Xiaolong. No, I got it from Master Long. Yifeng. You said you still have a lot of this fire element immortal source grass. Then, can you give me some? Just then, Ling Jiolong's question suddenly rang out from Yifeng's mind. Old Lung. We are all family, there is no need to give or not give. If you want, I can give you some at any time. Hearing Ling Jiolong's question, Yifeng also smiled and replied to the other party with his spiritual sense. Master Lin. The immortal root is destroyed, and the Tao heart is unstable. How can I let you bear this hardship alone? I'll come to accompany you now. After getting Yifeng's reply, Ling Jiolong also shouted directly at Lin Ding, and then directly controlled the immortal power in his body, and instantly destroyed his immortal root. Chapter 430 Host, I found something extremely interesting? What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? First, you robbed my 5 kitchen knives. Now you want to rob my fire-type immortal source grass? Seeing Ling Jiolong, who destroyed his immortal root, spit out a mouthful of blood and fell to the ground, Lin Ding was going crazy. He was moved once, but he couldn't be moved after so many times. Mr. Lin. Don't be sad, don't cry. Since I choose to follow you, I will definitely follow you to the end. Looking at Lin Ding's grief-stricken expression, Ling Jiolong also said weakly. Lord Long. Stop talking. Everything is in my heart. Hearing Ling Jiolong's words, Lin Ding also punched his chest with his fist, then turned around and walked to the side silently, leaving a back view to the two of them. What's going on? Is this young Master Lin also thinking about Jingjing? What's wrong with the people in the upper realm? Why do they always leave a lonely back view? Seeing this scene, Yifeng also muttered to himself with a confused look on his face. Afterwards, Yifeng also looked at Ling Jiolong, and was surprised to think, no wonder old Ling asked me about the fairy source grass. It turns out that he also wants to improve his fairy roots. But he is really cruel to himself. Old Ling. Those are from young Master Lin. These are yours. You too can eat them. If it's not enough, I will give you more. At this time, Yifeng's voice also rang. However, the fire fairy source grass that Lin Ding needed was provided by the system, and the fire fairy source grass that Ling Jiolong needed was opened from the fairy grass jar by Yi Feng, consuming the waste points. I am so touched. Young Master Yi is still considerate. It must be that young Master Yi saw that I was so heartbroken, so he provided another batch of fire fairy source grass. After hearing Yi Feng's words, Lin Ding also turned around and looked at Yi Feng, his eyes full of gratitude. Why do I feel that young Master Lin's eyes are a little bit wrong when he looks at me? He is not planning something against me. At this time, noticing the strange look Lin Ding was giving him, Yi Feng's legs tightened for no reason. A moment later. Mr. Lin. Now that you and Elder Lin's immortal roots have not only recovered, but have also been upgraded to the highest grade, what are your plans next? After both of them swallowed a large amount of fire-type immortal source grass to restore their immortal roots, Yi Feng also looked at each other and asked. Apprentice. Since I have decided to embark on the path of cooking, the first thing to do is to become a disciple. I have already thought about it. Since I want to become a disciple, I must find a master who is extremely accomplished in cooking. I already have a candidate in mind, that is the ghost chef Imodideo. Although I have never seen this person, his reputation as a ghost chef is extremely loud. No matter what, I want to become his disciple. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Lin Ding also expressed his thoughts seriously. Huh? This young Master Lin wants to become the master of the ghost chef Imodideo? But isn't Imodideo Leng Wufeng's younger brother? And old Master Leng is Leng Wufeng's grandfather, and now he is young Master Lin's follower. If they get together, the relationship will be so messed up. After hearing Lin Ding's words, Yi Feng thought of the relationship between the four people, and instantly felt a headache. He felt that his various identities in Xinghuan sect and Xingji sect were not as messed up as this relationship. Luo Qianxue, Luo Yaoyao, Luo Wuming, you actually have the nerve to say it's not messy enough? Mr. Lin. Since you want to worship the ghost chef Imodideo as your master, then I will let him come over, so you don't have to look for him. Just wait here, he will be here soon. After thinking about it, Yi Feng directly used the sex voice transmission function to contact Leng Wufeng and asked him to bring Imodideo here immediately. Huh? Mr. Yi actually knows the ghost chef Imodideo? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Lin Ding was really shocked. He is now more and more curious about Yi Feng's identity. Ding. Congratulations to the host for triggering the wasteful behavior. Reward 1 million wasteful points. Reward Ascension Pill *2. At this moment, the system's reward prompt sound suddenly rang from Yi Feng's mind. After Lin Ding's immortal root is restored, the reward should be credited. System, you are lazy again. After hearing the reward prompt sound of the system, Yi Feng also said to the system with a smile. Ding. The system is not lazy, it just found something interesting. After hearing the system's words, Yi Feng also became interested and asked quickly, what's interesting? Ding. Remind the host, it's about Luo Qing. Luo Qing? By Lei's LSP master? He couldn't be captured by the female devil again. After hearing the system's words, Yi Feng suddenly had a guess, and then his face was gradually covered with black lines. He didn't expect that he would have to save that LSP again when he arrived in the upper realm. Ding. Host, it's not what you think. Luo Qing successfully worshipped a sect full of female disciples. After noticing Yi Feng's thoughts, the system also hurriedly explained. What? Luo Qing was captured by a large sect full of female demons? Then this matter is a bit tricky. I am afraid I can't rescue him safely by myself. It seems that I need to spend money to ask the 8 Directions sect and the Fairy Insect Valley for help. After hearing the system's explanation, Yi Feng also muttered to himself with a solemn expression. System? Since Luoqing can successfully join a sect full of female disciples, he can definitely join a second sect full of female disciples. But as a spendthrift, how can I miss any opportunity to spendthrift? Besides, I saved him twice in the lower realm, so if he sacrifices a little bit for my career of spending thrift, I think he will be very willing. Thinking of this, Yifeng also revealed a smile. Wait. At this moment, Yifeng suddenly thought of one thing, that is, his immortality pills seemed to have reached 11, and then he looked at Lin Ding and Ling Jiolong on the side, thinking in his heart, aren't these ready-made witnesses? Mr. Lin. Have you ever heard of the breakthrough method of thump thump thump? Thinking of this, Yifeng also looked at Lin Ding and asked aloud. The thump 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 breakthrough method? What kind of bullshit breakthrough method is that? Hearing Yifeng's question, Lin Ding also revealed a look of confusion, and then quickly responded, Young Master Yi, I have never heard of any thump 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 breakthrough method, I don't know what that means. At this time, Ling Jiolong also revealed a curious look and looked at Yifeng. He was also very curious about what kind of breakthrough method this thump 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 breakthrough method was.